Hi Hernandez Middle School. My name is Carice Sacco and I'm the Executive Director of Well Aware.
And I'm Catherine Bergman and I'm the lead engineer for Well Aware.
And we got the questions you guys submitted for our hydrogeologists. I'm sure you noticed neither of us are hydrogeologists. Our hydro in Kenya is currently overseeing a pump test at a new borehole we drilled last week. But we are going to help answer the questions you guys submitted because they are awesome questions. And Catherine is the lead on our projects team, so we'll be able to answer them for you guys. So the first question y'all asked is, how do we decide where to drill wells and how do you know there's water there? So I'll kick this off and I'll let Catherine take the rest, but all of our projects are initiated by communities. They have to apply for a project through us first. If it is a good fit for a project, they have to be on community-owned land and there can't be a lot of tribal conflict in the area. Then we'll move forward with determining the best system for that community. And Catherine can tell you how we determine if there's water in the ground there.
Yes, so from there, the engineering and hydrogeology team, we look at the area and study the rocks and the geology of the area. We look at nearby borehole information from water systems that are implemented nearby. And then if all of that looks good and we're able to proceed, then we go ahead and do a hydrogeological survey. And this helps us determine if in fact there is water in the ground, and if there's a good chance, then we go ahead and schedule that for a borehole. If not, there's lots of other systems that we can look into implementing, such as rainwater with UV filtration or pipelines. So we always try to find the best solution for each community.
Yeah, and so the next question along those lines is, what filter systems do you use to make sure the water is clean when it comes out? So I'll kick that question off in that Catherine mentioned we're drilling to deep aquifers. So most of the time that water is already coming out clean. We don't want to drill a well that's going to have dirty water coming out of it, because the purpose of our water systems is clean drinking water for communities. But if we do ever find ourselves in a scenario where we do need to filter the water, there are a few different options for a few different reasons why you might need the filtering. So I'll let Catherine explain how that works.
Yes, and as I mentioned, for surface contaminants and rainwater, we use UV filtration. So this just helps get all of those surface bacteria out of the water. In a few circumstances, we've had high fluoride, so that can be treated with a system such as bone char. And we really tailor each filtration system to those water quality to get them under the World Health Organization standards.
And like Catherine mentioned, we do rainwater systems. That water is obviously not clean immediately, so we do make sure if we do have to do a rainwater catchment system, we have UV filtration and purification that water is filtered through to make sure it's clean once the community start drinking it. The next question you all submitted is, how do you become a hydrogeologist? And like I mentioned, neither Catherine and I are hydrogeologists, but Catherine is a female in STEM. She's our engineer, so I'll let her talk a little bit about how you can become an engineer.
Yes, so engineering requires a lot of math and science classes. I think I have a minor in math, and my major is in civil and environmental engineering, so with a focus on water and environmental resources.
Did you think you'd be spending your engineering degree finding clean water for communities in East Africa?
I didn't imagine it, but you know what, I love it.
Good.
It's my favorite job.
The next question y'all submitted is a tough one, and we'll answer best we can because this does not happen often. What happens if you drill and don't hit water? So like Catherine talked about a while ago, we do everything in our power to make sure we're going to hit water in the ground. We do hydrogeological surveys. We look at borehole completion reports from any water wells in the surrounding area to see where they hit water and what kind of water they hit. 99% of our wells have hit water. If we ever encounter not hitting water, we will regroup, get even additional hydrogeologists to the site, do additional investigation. But again, we do everything in our power to make sure this does not happen. Catherine, what do our hydrogeologists say though? Even if they're drilling in the United States?
They're never going to promise that we will absolutely hit water.
You can do as much investigation as humanly possible, and our experts will never guarantee that you're going to hit water. So again, we do everything in our power to make sure we're going to. If that arises, we do additional investigation and determine the best way forward, whether that's drilling in a different spot or a different type of system for water collection for that community. But we never abandon a community. How deep do we have to drill?
We have drilled in many different areas and many different depths. We've drilled as shallow as 70 meters all the way down to 312 meters. So this just depends on the amount and the area where we're drilling and when we get the sustainable water source that we need.
And last questions that y'all submitted is, what happens once the well is built? How do you take care of it? If it breaks, who fixes it? So I'll kick us off on this one. Our cameraman today, his name is Joe, and he's a part of our community team. So we do a lot of training with communities on how to use the water sustainably and how to take care of their water systems. But like I mentioned before, we never abandon a community. So once we do a system, we train them on how to take care of it. And if they ever can't take care of us as an issue that might be a bigger problem, they know how to contact us, so we can take a look at the system and get contractors out to fix whatever might be broken. We have to replace pumps sometimes. Sometimes a pipeline breaks and we need to go in and fix it. So there are a lot of problems that can come up, but we do everything we can to empower communities to take care of the systems themselves. And Catherine's actually been working on a big solution for this. So I'll let Catherine talk about our next steps for further empowering our communities in East Africa.
Yeah, and as Chris mentioned, we have an amazing team of local staff, engineers and geologists that are helping us, maintain these systems and check in on the communities as needed and if there's any issues. And we've also recently deployed an app, and it's used as a tool to maintain these systems further. So it provides maintenance checklists, reminds communities to do regular maintenance and systems and changing of filters. It also helps diagnose any issues that they may have. So if something's not working, then it helps them go through the system and hopefully find a solution. And if not, it will notify us, and then we can do some further investigation and help them along and find a solution.
We actually have team around here today deploying the app where we are. We are at a place called Tanya Children's Center. We rehabilitated a borehole here many years ago, or did we?
Drilled it.
Oh, we drilled this borehole. We have so many projects, I can't keep up. But we drilled a new borehole here many years ago.
In 2012.
2012, so one of our earlier projects. And we are here today deploying the app Catherine was just talking about, checking up on the system. You can see the water collection tanks over there. So we love to visit our past communities and make sure our systems are all working well. So we almost did this one 10 years ago. It's still up and running. I'm sure you can hear the kiddos in the background who get to benefit from this water.
The population has grown and they've added gardens and irrigation and lots of different things that they didn't have before there was water available here.
Yeah. Well, thank you all so much for listening to our spiel today. Thank you so much for supporting while we're in this work. You make all of this possible. Excited that we get to work with you guys and your science classes, and I'm sure we'll see you again soon. Thank you.